Transformers More Than Meets the Eyes. This is Chucky from Collecting for Fun, and today we are going to unbox the Studio Series 86, or Transformers the movie, Megatron. This, my friends, we've been looking forward to. Now, this one does not transform into a gun. As you can see, it transforms into a tank, and it's basically because Hasbro has this, they can't, with the restrictions of toy guns, Hasbro didn't want to fight that battle, and they said, okay, we are going to change Megatron into a tank. And so he has been a tank for a long, long time now. But obviously, if you grew up with the original cartoons and the movie, you always remember Megatron as a gun. But hey, it is what it is. He's turned into a tank now. Okay, and you can see there's an homage. There is his gun form right there. But yeah, you can see that Megatron does come with the cannon and his sword that he fights Optimus Prime with. And there's a little slot that you can put the sword on, it looks like. So that's awesome. And then that's the tank form that he forms into. And you can see there's a whopping 54 steps. So that's going to take a little bit of time to figure out. But today we are just going to open up. You can see there's Megatron in as he was in the movie. So let's have a look at this toy that is probably one of the most anticipated Transformers that they were going to release that we've been waiting for. Okay, Optimus was the big one from last year, and Megatron is the big one from this year. We've been waiting for it. So let's open up this box. We're going to snip open this side there, and we're going to pop this guy out. So I've noticed recently, especially with the Constructicons release, they do not come with the backgrounds anymore. I don't know why. So we had the Cybertronian backgrounds. This is the one that came with Ultra Magnus, but they seem to have gone away from using those backgrounds anymore. So I don't know why. I did like them. They were pretty neat. But anyways, let's unbox Megatron here. We'll just release the tags here. And I think there's one over here. I don't know if there's any other ones that are holding him down. Let's see. Wow, this must have been really hot when this was transported. That's kind of almost stuck to him. All right, and I think these arm ones need to be released as well. So let's do that. One up here, one over here, and that gets Megatron off in there. All right. Ooh, this is still around his waist, so let's take this out. Oh, very good. All right, there is Megatron. So let's get his classic cannon off of the box as well. And let's pop this out here. So let's see how we're going to, looks like it attaches right here. This goes in this way, I guess. Let's muscle that in. It looks like it should muscle into here. But that doesn't want to fit in there for some reason. Oh, I see. His hand's turned this way, so that goes into there. Perfect. Okay, so there's Megatron. It's got that on. And I can only assume in this package over here is where his sword's at. So let's clip that off there. And let's take that out and unwrap it. And we'll see what we have in here. Assume the sword, and I don't know if there's anything else in here. Let's find out. There is a sword. There's a few things in here. Okay, here we go. So they have the gun. Megatron holding his own gun, which is kind of interesting. Or we can just have another Transformer hold the gun. But it comes with that. It comes with this thing, which I guess this is the part of the tank. So I'm not sure where that holds on to. It looks like there's an attachment for it, maybe, that we clip on the back. So this looks like the sword here can clip on the back if you don't want to hold it. So we can plop that on there. And this gun, his gun, as himself, forms there. I just don't know where this thing kind of clips onto. It doesn't really show how it's attached there. It shows that it's attached to him. It just doesn't show how it's attached on this picture anyways. So we're going to have to pull out the instructions so I can figure that out. But it looks like we bend this in a certain way. Probably like that. So actually, yeah. So sorry. This goes here like that. And then this part actually instead clips onto the back here. So that makes more sense. Now we can fit them all on there. Okay, cool. So we got Megatron right there. So let's have a look. We have instructions here. There's 54 steps there. My God. So that is going to take me some time to figure out because, yeah, I'm old, man. To learn 54 steps is going to take some time. So let's take a look at the mobility of Megatron. This face looks really good. It looks like Megatron from the studios, I'm sorry, the movies. It just like most of the Transformers. This looks like it turns all the way around. The torso's pretty good. If I had the weapons off, let's take the weapons off. I think it should be able to turn all the way around. Yes, it does. All right, very good. And we can put the weapon or sword in his hand. So let's do that. Let's pull this out here. The fingers do come out all the way, it looks like. And we can pop that in somehow. Does it just snap in? I would imagine. I just don't want to break anything. There we go. It snaps right in. Okay. So there's Megatron. We've got the sword. And then we're going to put this... I don't know where you want to put his gun. I guess he can either hold it or we just leave it back here. Let's put it back. Or, sorry, we can clip it. We'll just clip it here. This way we know where it is. All right, let's look at the legs. These flaps come up, it looks like, so we can do the splits. Yep, very good. And a good leg bend that way and all the way around there. So that part's awesome. He's got very good mobility. Most articulate Megatron I've seen anyways. At least that I played with. Much more articulate, very studio accurate. This looks a lot like if you ever had the original 86 toy, like from the original toy, that Megatron toy looked nothing like the cartoon. They took a lot of liberties from that toy when they designed the cartoon version of Megatron. So I'm glad they actually were able to do this because the original, the original Transformer Megatron really was not good. Like it, I mean, it transformed in a gun, so that part was good, but I mean, it didn't. The face didn't look the same, and obviously the toy came first, and then they kind of, you know, made it look cool for the show, and we appreciate it as kids. But when we got the toy, we're like, what? And so yeah, I never got the actual toy when I was a kid. But when you looked at the picture of it, you're like, that does not look like Megatron at all. Anyways, so this is Megatron. Let's have a look and see how he compares. So this is the Megatron that was made by New Age. This one actually does transform into a gun. So this is the only version that you're going to probably see that looks really cool. That is a gun that looks like a Studio Series. You can see that the size-wise, Megatron's much taller. Like the original, like the official Hasbro Studio Series version of Megatron looks much taller, much bigger. Otherwise, the shape and everything very similar. Obviously, this one has the Decepticon sign. This one cannot put it on for licensing purposes. But yeah, so this one transforms into a gun. This one transforms into a tank. All right, so we're going to put New Age Megatron away. Romulus, I think is what it's called. Let's have a look at how Megatron looks to his counterparts. So Megatron, as we know, dies in the movie and gets reborn as Galvatron. You can see that the heights are very similar. I think Megatron's maybe a hair taller. It's hard to tell because this thing kind of jets up, so it very similar anyways, right? Very similar indeed. If we put Galvatron aside and then have a subordinate, now this is not the Studio Series Soundwave. They have to release that still, but this is the Legacy version. And I'm hoping that Soundwave comes in. It's probably coming in next year, and I hope it comes in with most of the cassettes there as well as like one set, because I mean we're missing a few, right? We have, I think, Rumble and Frenzy are released. But a lot of them have not been released. So um, hopefully they get those out sometime soon. And then we have, and it would be nice if they re-release Rumble because it's impossible to find him now without like paying like triple or quadruple what he cost originally. So that's, but I assume that the Soundwave is going to be about the same size. They might make it a bit bigger. I'm not sure. But I know the cassettes of the Studio Series fit in this thing. So if they make it bigger, it'll be more the limbs, I would imagine, because the chest plate has to be about the same. All right, so now we have, of course, Optimus Prime here, and you can see height-wise they are very, very similar. I said Megatron's actually taller by maybe a hair, all right? A little bit taller. You can see even the shoulders are taller. So he's definitely a bit taller. These things kind of distracted, but if you took these things out, Megatron's a fair bit taller there. So, that's pretty cool. And so that, yeah, so that, we can actually have a proper Optimus and Megatron face off now. And these look really, really cool, side by side and even facing each other. So that's really, really cool. Looking forward to that. And yeah, so that, my friends, is Megatron. And if we pull out some of the other guys that we've got around, we got Grimlock here. Grimlock towers over Megatron, as he should be, because he's a Dinobot. And but yeah, that that looks about right, scaling wise. And then we recently got, of course, Devastator. And Devastator is going to tower over Megatron, of course, as you should. But there he is. I can't even put him on the same screen there, but there's Devastator and there is Megatron. So that makes sense because obviously Devastator is a combiner, and we do want the combiners to be much larger than their counterparts. So, my friends, that is our first look at Megatron. As far as the aesthetics of the actual toy and the movement of this thing is just awesome. And looking forward to figuring out how to transform it. Uh, of course, we won't get a true Megatron in the sense that it does not transform into a gun. But hey, we'll take the next best thing. It transforms into a nice tank. So we are going to play around with that. I am going to pop in a nicer background here, and that looks more like he's in Cybertron or on Earth with the Autobot battle. But yeah, my friends, Megatron looks amazing, and can't wait to try to figure this out and show you guys how to transform it and do a full review on this. But my initial impression of Megatron so far is this thing looks amazing. Guys, thank you for watching. This is Chucky from Collecting for Fun. And again, if you love Transformers, please support the channel. All you have to do is hit subscribe and share this with your friends who love Transformers as well. And when we do get to 1,000 subscribers, I have been promising this for a while. We are going to get ourselves a Robosen Grimlock. And this one's the auto-transforming Grimlock that walks and talks and has the original voice actor that for Grimlock, and it walks in both dinosaur and robot mode, so it looks really, really cool. They're looking forward to getting that. And guys, let us know, now that I got this Megatron, we've been talking a little bit about Robosen. I've been debating, should I spend the money on a Robosen Megatron? It looks really cool, transforms in the tank, and it has Frank Welker's voice, classic Megatron. I I have to figure out if I can justify getting that. But if you guys, leave enough comments, you guys are subscribing, and there's enough demand, I think I might get that for a review too. But again, only if it makes sense to. Guys, check you from Collecting for Fun. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Take care, guys. Bye.